The Ravens are back in the spotlight, and there's no denying the excitement that comes with every snap. When Lamar Jackson takes control of the field, Baltimore has built its identity around the power and consistency of the ground game. And this season, the importance of establishing the run has never been clearer. Derrick Henry's performance this past weekend has sparked conversation across the league, and it's not hard to see why. The former Ravens tight end who spoke out about Henry's explosive moments wasn't exaggerating. There's a difference when the offensive line is firing on all cylinders, when the play calls feel unpredictable, and when defenders are forced to respect the threat on the ground. All of these factors create space and opportunity not just for the running back, but for the quarterback, for the receivers, and for the entire offense to operate at peak efficiency. And while Baltimore has always been a ground-oriented team under Lamar's leadership, the numbers tell a story worth noting. Even though the Ravens currently sit 12th in total rushing attempts, they remain first in the NFL in yards per attempt, a testament to how lethal their running attack can be when it's functioning properly. Over the last several seasons, they have consistently ranked in the top 10 for rushing attempts, whether under Greg Roman or Todd Monken, emphasizing the centrality of the run game to their strategy. It's clear that when Lamar and Derrick are operating in sync, the team thrives. Yet this season, various factors, from missed practices due to illness to injuries along the offensive line, have occasionally slowed the rhythm that has defined Baltimore football. Derrick's numbers are still impressive, over 1,100 rushing yards and 10 touchdowns, but there's a sense that even more potential is waiting to be unlocked, particularly when the offensive line provides the protection and leverage that allows big plays to develop. Meanwhile, the Patriots face their own challenges as they prepare to match up against the Ravens team that has shown both vulnerability and resilience over the last few weeks. Coming off a tough loss to Buffalo, questions abound about how New England will respond after an uncharacteristically poor second half. Confidence, mental preparation, and execution all come into play, especially when a team has enjoyed a long streak of victories and then experiences a setback that shakes its rhythm. The dynamic contrast between a seasoned Baltimore roster, full of players familiar with playoff pressure, and a Patriots squad featuring a mix of young talent and experienced veterans, creates a fascinating matchup. Both teams have demonstrated flashes of brilliance and occasional lapses, and this game promises to be a test of adjustments, resilience, and in-game intelligence. New England's defensive front will need to hold the line against the Ravens' interior attack, where the combination of Derrick Henry's power and Lamar Jackson's dual threat ability can create explosive plays. The absence of key players like Milton Williams has impacted the Patriots' run defense, leaving them more vulnerable to ground attacks that exploit gaps along the line and force linebackers into difficult reads. For Baltimore, success is rooted in the fundamentals, winning the trenches, controlling the line of scrimmage, and allowing playmakers like Henry and Jackson to capitalize on mismatches and defensive mistakes. Injuries and missed practices have played a role in shaping the flow of this season for both teams. Lamar Jackson's occasional absences, whether due to illness or precaution, have highlighted how dependent the Ravens are on a fully synchronized offensive unit. Meanwhile, Baltimore's offensive line has seen its share of highs and lows, particularly with guards struggling to maintain consistency and tight ends occasionally held back for extra protection. Every adjustment, every line shift, every assignment executed or missed affects the balance between success and struggle on both sides of the ball. Derrick Henry remains a constant threat, even when the line faces challenges, and his ability to break through tackles and gain crucial yardage has kept the Ravens competitive in every matchup. As the Ravens prepare for Sunday night, momentum and psychological edge are just as critical as physical performance. A single play can shift the tide, and the Ravens have shown time and again that they thrive in situations where the game is on the line. The Bengals game is a prime example. Despite being outpossessed for much of the game, Baltimore's resilience and opportunistic defense turned the tide, forcing turnovers and capitalizing on mistakes to secure a decisive victory. The combination of veteran leadership, young talent, and strategic execution makes the Ravens a formidable opponent, especially in moments when focus and intensity converge at the right time. New England will need to respond with discipline, adaptability, and a capacity to contain the rushing attack while finding ways to exploit matchups in the passing game. Looking at the strategic elements, the matchup between the Ravens' offensive line and the Patriots' interior defensive line will be pivotal if Baltimore can establish the run early. They open up opportunities for play-action passes and explosive gains through the air, forcing defenders to hesitate and creating favorable matchups. Downfield, conversely, if the Patriots can hold their ground, maintain gap integrity, and execute disciplined tackling, they can disrupt Baltimore's rhythm and limit big plays. This chess match of adjustments, reading keys, and leveraging individual matchups will shape the narrative of the game and determine which team enters the final minutes with control beyond the X's and O's. The human element cannot be underestimated. Players' confidence, how quickly they shake off setbacks, and the ability of coaches to keep the team mentally prepared are just as influential as any schematic advantage. For Baltimore, a team accustomed to high-pressure situations and familiar with the stakes of playoff contention, this is territory they know well. For the Patriots, balancing the energy of young players with the experience of seasoned veterans will be key to competing against a team that has repeatedly demonstrated the ability to rise to the occasion. In critical moments, every decision, from snap counts to blocking schemes to how Derrick Henry is deployed, carries significance. Each play is an opportunity to either reinforce dominance or expose weakness as kickoff approaches. Anticipation builds. Fans on both sides are eager, analysts are predicting outcomes, and players are preparing for a battle that will test their skill, resilience, and adaptability. The Ravens' identity, built on a powerful ground game and dynamic quarterback play, is on display, while the Patriots aim to demonstrate growth, cohesion, and the ability to rise above recent setbacks. This clash is more than just another game. It's a showcase of strategy, execution, and the mental toughness that defines football at the highest level. Both teams have something to prove. Both teams have paths to success, and both teams understand that one play can change everything. As Sunday night approaches, the focus intensifies on the details that can decide the outcome. The Ravens' offensive line, which has been a point of discussion all season, will need to rise to the occasion. Guards who have struggled with consistency must find rhythm, and every snap must be executed with precision. The tight ends, sometimes held back to provide extra protection for Lamar, will now be critical in both blocking schemes and as receiving threats, stretching the field and keeping the defense honest. Derrick Henry, always a physically imposing force, relies on this harmony to fully showcase his explosiveness. When lanes open and defenders hesitate even for a fraction of a second, Henry becomes nearly unstoppable, forcing defensive coordinators to adjust in real time. Lamar Jackson complements this with his ability to read defenses and make split-second decisions, blending his passing acumen with his running threat to create a dual-layered challenge for any opponent. The Patriots, on the other hand, must navigate the absence of key defensive contributors and the inconsistencies that have surfaced in recent games. Milton Williams' absence has left a gap in run-stopping capability, and the team's younger interior defenders will need to rise to the challenge. The front seven must control the line of scrimmage, shed blocks efficiently, and tackle decisively to prevent big plays from developing. Linebackers and safeties have to read and react quickly, filling gaps that might otherwise allow Lamar or Henry to break free. New England's coaching staff faces the challenge of blending veteran knowledge with youthful energy, making adjustments on the fly and maintaining mental focus despite any early setbacks on the scoreboard. Football at this level is a game of inches, timing, and execution, and both teams understand that mistakes can be costly in a prime-time environment, where momentum can swing in a single play. Baltimore's recent performance against Cincinnati offers a blueprint for how they intend to approach this matchup. Despite being outpossessed for much of the game, they imposed their will through persistence, exploiting mismatches and taking advantage of opponent errors. The Ravens' ability to force turnovers, generate pressure on the quarterback, and dominate key moments in the trenches turned the tide in their favor. This is the type of resilience that has defined their identity under John Harbaugh, and is something the Patriots must prepare for if they hope to disrupt Baltimore's rhythm. The mental edge plays a huge role here. When one team capitalizes on pivotal plays, it can swing confidence, energy, and focus, setting the tone for the entire contest. The quarterback matchup itself adds another layer of intrigue. Lamar Jackson, a veteran of high-stakes situations, blends athleticism and football IQ, making him a constant threat both on the ground and through the air. His ability to read defensive schemes, adjust at the line, and improvise when protection breaks down keeps defenders on edge. For the Patriots, Containing Lamar will require discipline, quick reactions, and coordination between the defensive line and linebackers. Every misstep could be amplified by his speed and vision, and the Ravens coaching staff is well aware of how to exploit even the smallest gaps in coverage or alignment offensively. Baltimore's strategy revolves around balance and unpredictability by establishing the run early. They force the defense to commit resources to the line of scrimmage, opening opportunities for play-action passes and explosive gains downfield. Derrick Henry's ability to draw multiple defenders creates space for receivers and tight ends to exploit, and Lamar's decision-making ensures that these opportunities are maximized. The Ravens' offensive line, while inconsistent at times this season, has shown the capability to dominate when communication, technique, and effort align. The challenge lies in sustaining this level of performance across 4 quarters against a Patriots team that has demonstrated both strategic insight and individual talent. New England's offense must also navigate the Ravens' defensive schemes, which have been opportunistic and aggressive throughout the season. Adjustments to pressure packages, coverage schemes, and containment strategies will be critical, especially with the Ravens' ability to disguise blitzes and create confusion for quarterbacks. The Patriots will need their offensive line to protect, receivers to create separation, and the quarterback to make quick, accurate decisions under pressure. The interplay between these factors, pressure, timing, execution, and reading the field, will largely determine who gains momentum and who is forced to play catch-up. Injuries and conditioning continue to influence both teams. Lamar Jackson's occasional missed practices, the physical toll on Derrick Henry, and the rotation of Baltimore's offensive linemen have all played into the narrative of unpredictability. Similarly, the Patriots have dealt with key absences that impact their defensive integrity, particularly against the run. Coaches on both sides have to adapt week by week, ensuring that personnel decisions maximize efficiency while mitigating risk. Football is as much a mental game as a physical one, and the ability of players to maintain focus, trust in their teammates, and execute under pressure will be tested repeatedly throughout the game. Momentum swings, pivotal third-down conversions, and explosive plays in crucial moments often define outcomes in high-stakes contests. Baltimore thrive on these moments, responding to adversity with intensity and leveraging veteran experience to maintain composure. The Patriots, balancing youth and experience, must do the same while exploiting opportunities created by mistakes or mismatches. For viewers, this game is more than statistics. It is a dynamic, evolving contest where every decision, play, and adjustment resonates through the entire team. The drama of primetime football amplifies every error and every triumph, creating a spectacle where preparation, skill, and adaptability collide. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. Whispers of tension are swirling around the Baltimore Ravens locker room, and sources suggest the friction is anything but subtle. Reports from inside the team hint at a heated confrontation between quarterback Lamar Jackson and head coach John Harbaugh during a recent practice, leaving teammates and staff reportedly stunned. While the Ravens have long been praised for their tight-knit culture, insiders describe the altercation as unusually intense, raising questions about the state of the team's chemistry. According to unconfirmed accounts, the disagreement began over a play call, but quickly escalated into a full-blown argument that could not be contained behind closed doors. Witnesses say voices were raised, and the normally composed Harbaugh appeared visibly frustrated, while Jackson, known for his competitive spirit, did not back down. The incident has sparked speculation that the Ravens' locker room might be fractured at a time when unity is crucial for their campaign. While both Jackson and Harbaugh have historically maintained a professional relationship, this clash is fueling chatter that cracks may be appearing in one of the NFL's most scrutinized coaching-player dynamics. Some observers suggest the tension could impact practice routines and even influence the team's approach to upcoming games, though others argue that a strong leader like Harbaugh is capable of channeling such conflicts into motivation. Ravens fans are now left to wonder whether this was a one-off confrontation or a sign of deeper issues bubbling beneath the surface. Analysts are speculating on whether Jackson, who has consistently been a focal point of the franchise, might feel constrained under Harbaugh's system, or if this incident will ultimately galvanize the team. Locker room insiders hint at quiet discussions behind the scenes, but details remain murky. leaving room for endless speculation, whatever the truth. The drama unfolding in Baltimore adds another layer of intrigue to an already captivating season. Will the Ravens resolve this apparent clash and move forward as a united front? Or is this the start of a more significant rift? Only time will tell. But the NFL world is certainly watching closely, with every practice now under a microscope and every interaction between Jackson and Harbaugh dissected for hidden meaning. One thing seems clear: the Ravens' locker room, once considered a model of cohesion, might be facing its most challenging test yet. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.